Hello and welcome to another GTA Online video. Today we are going to do a business tier list. So we're going to cover all the businesses in GTA Online. I'm going to be ranking them from S to D according to a couple different factors, mainly income level, how much fun they are, and what extra benefits and kind of things that they offer. Keep in mind, at the end of the day, this is solely my opinion, not set in stone. And if you agree, great. If you don't, let me know in the comments down below. Alright, and let's get started. So first up, we have the MC Clubhouse. MC Clubhouse is required if you want to purchase any of the other MC businesses. As far as benefits, you get a 10 motorcycle garage included, so you can store up to 10 personal motorcycles here, and you also get a living quarters, so you can set your spawn point here, which is pretty nice. As far as income sources go, you have three. First one being the bar. The bar, if you do a resupply mission, you can generate 5k every 48 minutes to a maximum of 20k per resupply. Resupplies take about 5-10 minutes depending on how far you have to go. They're not really worth it in my opinion, unless you're new to the game and just need some early money. The second income source is the MC contracts. MC contracts, there's 13 of them. Some of them are soloable, some of them do require more than one player. They pay anywhere from 10 to 40k per contract. The only one I would recommend doing is Life and Death Bikes. That one's pretty fun and pretty quick. Other than that, they're not really worth it. The third and final income source is if you purchase the optional motorcycle shop upgrade. You can have someone deliver every 48 minutes a motorcycle to your shop, where you go in, you modify it, and then you deliver it back to them. It'll pays 50k per delivery, provided you don't crash the bike. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the MC Clubhouse. I think MC Clubhouse is going to go C tier. Yeah, C tier. I wouldn't put D tier. I don't think it's completely worthless. And again, it is required for the other MC businesses, so for that alone, it is worth it. Income level is not that great, so yeah, C tier it is. Next up, we have the Coca-Cola Lockup. It's a passive business generating $67,500 per hour. It will take 2.5 resupplies to fill up completely, costing you $187,500 to fill up completely and taking 5 hours. Full sale to Los Santos will generate you $525,000, which is a profit of $337,500. So not bad. It's the second best MC business as far as profit overall. One of the few MC businesses that you can actually get a single sale vehicle, which is nice, and it's one of the businesses that links to your nightclub, and a full nightclub will generate 270k worth of the Coca-Cola when it's full, and this business also generates you $1,500 in passive income at your car wash wall save. So all in all, pretty decent. Coca-Cola Lockup, I'm gonna say B tier. I think it's a solid B tier. As far as the MC businesses, it is on the higher end of them, but none of them are really spectacular. The sale missions are kind of annoying. Even though you can get a single sale mission with this one, it's still, you typically won't, so I'm going to say, yeah, B tier. Next up, we have the Blue Lab. Blue Lab is another MC passive business generating $43,125 per hour. It does take 6 hours to completely fill. Will cost you 2.5 resupplies for $187,500. A full sale to Los Santos generates $446,250 for a profit of $258,750. So not horrible, not great, but not horrible. It is another nightclub source business. At the nightclub, you could generate $229,500 when full, and it will generate you $1,250 every 48 minutes at the car wash. Also, very important to note, all the businesses we're going to be talking about here today do include their staffing and manufacturing upgrades, so if you do not have those, your profit will be less than what we discuss here today. Alright, so I think we're going to put the Blue Lab up at, let's see, maybe B tier? No, it's definitely better than the Clubhouse, so let's do B tier, and we're going to move the Coca-Cola up to A tier. Yeah, Coca-Cola and A tier definitely makes more sense. Alright, so there we go. Next up, we have one of the worst businesses in the entire game, the Document Forgery Office. It's another MC passive business, generates $22,500 per hour, so the worst of the passive businesses. Takes 3 hours to fill and 1.2 resupplies, costing 90k. Full Sail mission, when fully upgraded to Los Santos, will generate you $157,500, which is a profit of $67,500. It's absolute garbage. It is a nightclub source business. At the nightclub, it generates $81K when full, which is nothing special. It does give you a $1,000 passive income to your car wash wall safe, which is nice. And then the only real benefit of this business is if you own a salvage yard, you get a 10K discount on claimable vehicles at the salvage yard. So there's that. It's D tier. It's not even a question. It's D tier. This is one of the worst businesses in the game. The only reason to own it, in my opinion, is for the $1,000 passive income at the car wash and the discount on the salvage yard. Even the nightclub is really not worth it to have this business. Next up, we have my favorite of the MC businesses, the Counterfeit Cash Factory. It's an MC passive business generating $40,781 per hour. Takes 5.33 hours to fill and costs 2 resupplies, costing $150,000. If you do a full sale to Los Santos, you'll generate $367,500, which is a profit of $217,500, which is not great. However, if you own the hands-on car wash, then with the boost, you're going to generate $496,000 per sale mission to Los Santos, with a profit of $346,000, making this the best MC business as far as profit per resupplies if you have the car wash. It is a nightclub source business as well, generating $189K when full at the nightclub, which is nice. Generates you $1,250 every 48 minutes at the car wash safe, and it is one of the few MC businesses that gives you the single sale vehicle. This is without question A tier, hands down. It is my personal opinion the best of the MC businesses, followed up second by the Coca-Cola, but definitely one of the best. Next up, we have the final MC business. It's the Grass Farm. It's another passive business generating $27,813 per hour. Takes 5.33 hours to completely fill, costing you 2.22 resupplies at a cost of $166,667. A full sale mission to Los Santos will generate you $315,000 net, profiting $148,333. However, if you own Smoke on the Water, then it will be boosted to $425,000 net and a profit of $258,333, putting it on par with the Blue Lab. It's another nightclub business, generating $162,000 when full at the nightclub, $1,000 per 48 minutes at your car wash wall safe, and it is the final MC business that can get a single sale vehicle, so that is nice. Overall, I think we're going to rank the Grass Farm at B tier with the Meth Lab, roughly the same profit per sale, so yeah, there we go. B tier, I think is pretty solid. And next up, we have the best passive business in the game, the Acid Lab. Acid Lab generates $63,990 per hour, takes 4 hours to fill. You can get that down to 3 hours once per day with the boost, and it costs 1.6 resupplies, costing $96,000. A full sale mission will generate you $351,960 net, profiting $255,960 in a solo lobby. Acid Lab will generate you $1,250 every 48 minutes at your car wash, and it is always a single sale vehicle, so no matter how much profit you're selling, you will always get only the sale bike, and the missions are pretty easy and straightforward. So overall, I mean, this is one of the best businesses in the entire game. Easy S tier, no question. Yeah, S tier, hands down. Yeah, moving on. Next up, we have the heist properties. So starting with the high-end apartment. Only real extra benefit of the high-end apartment is it does come with a 10-car garage, which is nice. However, other than that, it just gives you access to the 5 OG heists. The payouts are not the best. They require, I think the Fleeka drop requires 2 people. The other 4 require 4 people to do, including the setup missions, so kind of time consuming and not really worth the money anymore. I'm thinking high-end apartment, I'm going to say C tier. If you have a solid crew to do the OG heists with, I would say maybe move it up to B tier, but realistically, high-end apartment, C tier. Next, we have the facility. Facility does have some cool benefits with it. It does come with a 7-car garage for personal vehicles, as well as storage spaces for the Avenger, the Chernobog, the RCV, the Kinjali tank, and the thruster, which are the only places you can store those vehicles other than the Avenger, which can also be stored in the hangar. Also comes with a optional upgrade for the orbital cannon. I have it. I've never used it. It's ridiculously overpriced and really not worth it, in my opinion. And the primary reason to own a facility is, of course, for the Doomsday Heist, the 3 Doomsday Heists. Only downside to those is they do take a while. There's a lot of setups for them, and they do require at least 2 people, so not really solo-friendly. Setups can't be done solo either, so overall, definitely better than the high-end apartment, definitely more profitable, and has some extra benefits, but I'm gonna say B tier for the facility. Does have some cool benefits with it, and the Doomsday Heists again do pay more than the OG Heist. So, and you only need 1 other person. So we're gonna say B tier for the facility. Yep. Next on our list we have the arcade. Arcade has 2 different ways to generate money. First one being a 5K passive wall safe every 48 minutes, provided you have your arcade filled with arcade machines. And the next one, and the better one, is the Diamond Casino Heist. Diamond Casino Heist is a lot of fun. Has a lot of potential payout ranges, as well as all the setups can be done solo. They take a little longer solo, but they can be done solo. You do need at least 1 other person to do the finale, but it's still relatively solo friendly and a lot of fun. I really enjoy the Diamond Casino Heist. Arcade also comes with a 10-car garage and has the ability to add the Master Control Terminal. Master Control Terminal gives you access to all of your businesses in one spot, so it saves you a lot of time from running around to, resupply and do all that. And it generates $1,500 every 48 minutes to your car wash wall safe, which is a nice added bonus. All in all, arcade, easy A tier. If the Diamond Casino finale was soloable, I would say S tier, but it's not, so we're going to say A tier. Still really solid and a lot of fun. Next up, we have one of the best possible things you can own in the entire game, the Kasatka Submarine. Gives you access to the Cayo Perico heist, which is the only 100% soloable heist in the entire game, and it is a lot of fun. You're going to generate about $1 million per heist, and that's honestly on the lower end. On hard mode, you can generate around 1.2 on average. Whole heist, including setups, take about 40 to 45 minutes at most. And it's just, again, a lot of fun and 100% soloable all around, so I highly recommend it. Kasaka also gives you access to one of the best helicopters in the game, the Sparrow. It is one of the faster helicopters, if not the fastest helicopter in the game. It makes all the setup missions ridiculously easy, getting back to the sub ridiculously easy. You can trim your entire run down to 30, 35 with the Sparrow. Only downside, it is made out of wet tissue paper, and it will explode if you look at it funny, but it is what it is. You also have a space for the Kraken Avisa submarine. I have one, literally never used it since I bought it, but it's there. Okay? And there's a storage space as well in the moon pool for either your Toreador or Stromberg, which is kind of nice, so you can use one of those to exit the sub. All in all, great investment, one of the best heists in the best heist in the game, and one of the best money making methods still to this day. Only downside is the longer reset time. S tier, no question, S tier without, there's literally no better solo money making method in the game that's any faster. So yeah, S tier. Next we have the Arena Workshop. Arena Workshop, not really a business, but I guess it qualifies. It gives you access to the Arena Workshop, which lets you weaponize and convert vehicles to arena vehicles. Other than that, not really much to it. Arena Wars, people don't really do it anymore. It's kind of cool, but not really a lot of money to be made. You do get some cool things with the Arena Workshop. You can add a weaponized vehicle workshop to customize your weaponized vehicles. You can add a Benny's workshop, which is the only other place you can get Benny's upgrades. You do have the RC Bandito workshop and storage, which is kind of cool. You do get a potentially 27-car garage for personal vehicles and arena vehicles, and 3 extra spots that will be for the Cerberus arena vehicle. 2 of those garages are optional, 1 of them does come with it, and this is the only place you can store the Cerberus, Sasquatch, and Bruiser arena vehicles. It's D tier. It's if more people did Arena War and it paid better, I would say maybe C or B tier, but I mean, buy it if you like the arena vehicles. Other than that, not really worth it. So D tier. Next up, we have the CEO businesses. The CEO office is first. It is required to own the other two, so definitely worth picking up. Only has 2 income sources directly. The export mixed goods pays around $50K per run, and that does require the special cargo warehouse. And the special vehicle work requires the special vehicle warehouse. They pay anywhere from $11K to $23K. Only real reason to do those is to get the trade prices for the special vehicles. Only other real benefit, you have a living quarters here, so you can set your spawn point, and you get 3 20-car garages that you can purchase, so 60 garage spaces, which is pretty nice. Overall, I'm gonna put it in C tier with the MC Clubhouse. Again, required for the CEO businesses, but on its own, nothing special. So C tier. Next up, we have our first CEO business, and it's the Special Cargo Warehouse. This is one of my favorite businesses as far as making money. There are 3 options: small, medium, and large. Small warehouses hold 16 crates, medium hold 42, and large hold 111. You can own 5 warehouses, and you can mix and match them however you like. However, I would only recommend purchasing 5 large warehouses. As far as profit per sale, it's definitely the way to go. Yeah. There are 2 ways to source crates for your warehouse. The first is you can source them yourself. 1 crate is $2,000, 2 crates is $8,000, and 3 crates is $18,000. If you're going to be sourcing yourself, it only makes sense to do 3 crates at a time. You can also get special items when sourcing crates yourself, which is nice. This gives you some extra profit when you sell those. The second way to do it, and the way I personally do it and would recommend, is to use Lupe and her assistants. So if you go into your warehouse, one of them will have Lupe, and the other 4 will have one of her assistants. If you speak to them, you can pay them $7,500 every 48 minutes to go source crates. They'll source between 1 and 3 crates every time, and they can also have a chance of getting you a special item on top of all the crates they bring back. So that is definitely the way to go, in my opinion. If you do it that way, the most it will cost you is $832,500 to fill your warehouse for a large warehouse, and that's only if they bring back 1 crate each time. That doesn't happen that often. They often will bring 2 to 3 crates, so it will cost you significantly less. A full large warehouse will sell for $2,220,000 in an invite-only lobby, which is a minimum profit of $1,387,500, which is pretty nice. This is also a nightclub source business, so at the nightclub, when the nightclub is full, it will have generated $500,000 worth of profit from the warehouse. At the car wash, the small warehouse generates $750 every 48 minutes, the medium warehouse generates $1,250, and the large warehouse generates $1,500 every 48 minutes. It is very important to note, though, at the car wash, you only get 1 warehouse per size, so if you own 5 warehouses that are large, you're only going to get the $1,500 once, and you will not get the other 2. So overall, still say go with the 5 large warehouses for profit. It's definitely worth it. Alright, so I'm torn on this one between A tier and S tier. I love this business. I make a lot of money with it. I've made so much with it. It's the sale missions are fun. They're not that bad. They're fairly easy and straightforward, and it's between A. I'm gonna say A tier, just because of how long it can take to fill your warehouse. If you're using Lupe's assistance, it can take several days, sometimes over a week, depending on how much you play, to fill the warehouse. So for that reason, I think A tier, but yeah, A tier. Next up, we have the Vehicle Warehouse. Vehicle Warehouse is one of my favorite businesses. It's a lot of fun to do the source missions and get to drive the different vehicles and all that. I just wish it paid more. Yeah. So the Special Vehicle Warehouse holds 40 cars. You source them one at a time, and they range from standard, mid, to high end. So the most efficient way to run this business is to source all 10 individual standards, all 10 mid, and then the 12 individual high-end vehicles, and then start to sell. So you're going to sell 1 high-end vehicle. Then when you source, you're only going to source high-end vehicles, and you'll make the most money doing it that way. A high-end car costs you $20,000 to modify before you take it out for the sale, and it sells for $100K in a invite-only lobby. So you profit $80,000. I honestly don't recommend doing it in invite-only lobby, just because If you do it in invite only, you're going to get NPCs to chase you. It will reduce the value of the car because they're going to damage it. I recommend doing this in a public lobby. You can go ghost org, and most people will leave you alone. You'll make an extra 50k, and it's definitely more worth it to do it that way. As far as the source missions go, again, they are a lot of fun. I would recommend you use the Iron Mule or the Cargo Bob to bring them back to the warehouse, just because you will damage the vehicle and will have to pay out of pocket upon delivery for any damage on the vehicle, so it can cut into your profits big time. If you don't care about that, like I don't, just drive them. I do the driving missions better. It's a lot more fun, and I enjoy driving the different cars. Alright, so the special cargo warehouse also has the special vehicle warehouse included in the basement, which has storage for 8 vehicles that can only be stored there. So they are the Ruiner 2000, the Armored Boxville, the Technical Aqua, the Rocket Voltic, the Blazer Aqua, the Wastelander, the Ramp Buggy, and of course the Phantom Wedge. Phantom Wedge alone makes this business worth buying. It makes your hangar sale mission with the trailer a lot easier. It makes your Kaio setup for the long fin a lot easier, and it's definitely worth the buy if you don't have one. This business also generates $1,500 in passive income to your car wash wall safe, which is nice. All in all, I'm going to put this in B tier, and that's mostly because I enjoy it and I think it's a lot of fun. Realistically, it's probably C tier. My bias towards this business and my love of the Phantom Wedge is going to boost it up a little bit to B tier though, so yeah, B tier. And next we're going to get into the newest businesses, the money fronts businesses, starting with the hands-on car wash. This business is great. It gives you a lot of income options. You can do the money laundering missions. They pay 35k per. They take about 5 minutes. And they're pretty fun. The Mr. Favor work is okay. They pay worse than the money laundering missions, but they are worth doing at least once. They're pretty fun. And you can do your heat reduction mission for the car wash. They don't really pay much, but it's required to reduce your heat. You also get 35% profit boost to your counterfeit cash factory for owning the hands-on car wash, which is incredible. It makes that business a lot better. This business is required to purchase both Higgins Helitours and Smoke on the Water, so you definitely want to pick it up for that reason. The wall safe in the car wash can generate a maximum profit of $32,250 per 48 minutes with all the businesses owned and fully upgraded. And yeah, that's pretty nice. It's one of the highest profit businesses that you don't have to worry about reducing, so it's like the nightclub where you have to keep up your popularity. You don't have to do that here. It's the same amount no matter what. And this business itself will generate $1,500 every 48 minutes, provided you do 15 missions at the car wash, and that will maximize your profit. And yeah, car wash is S tier, hands down it's S tier. The wall safe is great. It gives you a lot of nice passive income. The 35% boost to the cash factory is great and makes that business worth doing the sale missions. It gives you access to 2 other businesses, and yeah, 100% S tier without a question. Next up is our second money fronts business. It's the Higgins Helitours. Again, same income sources as the car wash minus the wall safe. So you have your money laundering, 35k per money laundering mission. These aren't as much fun as the car wash ones. They take a little longer. Mr. Favor work is all the same. Helicopter tour is the longest of the heat reduction missions, so it's really annoying, but again required to reduce the heat. Couple benefits though: you do get 10% boost to your profit in your hangar, which that alone kind of makes this business worth it in my opinion. You get the ability to spawn your personal helicopters right there at the Helitours business, and it generates $1,500 every 48 minutes at your car wash wall save once you've done 15 missions here. So it's decent. I'm going to say B tier. I honestly would say C tier, but I think the profit to the hangar bumps it up a little bit, so I'm going to say, yeah, B tier. Next up, we have our final money fronts business, the Smoke on the Water dispensary. It has the same 3 income sources as the Higgins Helitours, so the money laundering, paying 35k per mission. These are better than the Helitours ones, but still not as much fun as the car wash, so I'd recommend if you're going to do these, do the car wash. The Mr. Favor work is also doable here. They're all the same everywhere. and you have to do the grass delivery to reduce your heat. That one is kind of annoying, but it can be cheese, so you only have to do one delivery to still get your heat reduced, so that's nice. You do get a 35% profit boost to your grass farm MC business, which is nice, but it doesn't really make that business that much better, but it does improve it, so that's nice. And you can get $1,500 in passive income at your car wash wall safe every 48 minutes, provided you do 15 missions here and max it out. So yeah, all in, I'm gonna say Smoke on the Water, C tier. If the grass farm was better, I would say maybe B tier, but C tier. I really wish that Higgins and Smoke on the Water only generated heat when you did missions from them instead of passively like the car wash, because there's no save here, but it is what it is. So yep, moving on. Next up, we have the business I probably spend the most amount of time in, and that is the auto shop. Auto shop has a lot of great benefits. First off, being it comes with a 10-car garage. It's my favorite 10-car garage in the game. It's where I store my favorite vehicles. You get a 5% discount on modding vehicles at the auto shop, so that's nice. Whenever you mod your vehicles, you're getting a discount, including some things for free, like a lot of your paints. It also unlocks all mods, no matter what level you are. So as soon as you buy the auto shop, if you mod your vehicles there, all your mods are unlocked, with the exception of any that are tied specifically to LS Car Meet rep. You will still need the rep for that. The primary sources of income, there are 3. First one is the auto shop contracts. There are 8 different contracts, and they pay out anywhere from $153,000 to $270,000 after KDJ and Sasanta get their cut. So not bad profit. You can only do each individual one once per hour. It takes an hour to reset, or rather 48 minutes. So there's a 48-minute reset before you can do the same one again. But there's 8 of them, so they'll cycle through. The Union Depository, in my opinion, is the only one really worth doing. That's the one that pays $270K, and it's pretty quick. Takes maybe 20 minutes, 25 at most, to do the setups and all that. And again, it's the highest paying one, so it's also one of the more fun ones. So that's the only one I recommend doing, but do them all at least once just to experience them. Client jobs are the next source of income, and that's when a customer brings you a car for you to modify, similar to the MC Clubhouse bike shop. So you'll modify the vehicle. It'll cost you anywhere from 20 to 50K to modify it, and then they pay out anywhere from 20 to 30K plus whatever it costs you to modify it upon delivery. You can deliver them yourself or have your staff do it. Staff will crash a lot, so sometimes it's usually better to do it yourself, and it's a decent source of income, and cars show up on average once every 48 minutes. The final source of income is the exotic imports. It gives you a list of 10 cars per day that you can find randomly around the map, and you deliver them to the docks, and they get paid 20K per car. If you do all 10 in a day, it's a 100K bonus, so you'll make $300,000 per day if you do them all. Also, it's important to note that all of the sources of income we just talked about give you LS Car Meet rep. So doing any of the contracts, any of the client jobs, and doing the exotic imports will all give you rep with the LS Car Meet, which is nice. The only exception is if you do the client job and have your staff deliver it, you will not get LS Car Meet rep that way. You have to do it yourself. This business also generates $1,500 in passive income every 48 minutes to your car wash, which is great. All in, again, this is probably one of my favorite businesses. I spend a lot of time here. I mod all my cars here. I love doing the Union Depository contract. I farm it as often as I can because I'm still working on my LS Car Meet rep. So all in, again, this is another one I'm kind of torn. I want to put it in S tier, but A tier for profit and money making. A tier, solid A tier, hands down. And next on our list, we have one of the most underrated businesses, in my opinion, the bail office. Bail office has a couple different ways to generate income. The primary one is doing the bounties. So there's 2 different versions of bounties. There's the standard bounties, which you can do 3 every 48 minutes, and they pay out anywhere from 35 to 40K per bounty, and take 5 to 10 minutes at the most. So you can knock those out pretty quick. Then there's the high value bounty, which you can do once every 24 hours, and it takes a little bit longer. So they take maybe 15 to 20 minutes depending on which one you get, and they pay anywhere from 120 to 130K. So nice little bonus there. I wish you could do it more than once a day. That would make this business a lot better, but it is what it is. Second income source from this business is the bail agents. So if you purchase the bail agents, they're $750,000 each. They will generate 7 to 10K every 48 minutes if you send them out on bail missions. And a lot of people don't think it's worth it. I did it. I set my spawn to my bail office. Every time I load into the game, I set my bail agents out. They bring me 7 to 10K each every 48 minutes and fill up my wall safe. It's nice, easy passive income. It doesn't really require me to do anything. Every 48 minutes, I go to my bail office, I send them out, and I make easy, free money. Now, the final income source for the bail office is the Madrazo hits. Once you own the bail office, you're eligible to do these. Once per day, you'll find somewhere on the map the Madrazo hit, and what it is you just have to kill somebody, and you get paid 30K once a day if you use the preferred weapon that Madrazo asks you to use. You get 20K if you don't, so it's nice. They take less than 5 minutes usually to do, and if you see them, I usually do them. If I happen to fly by them, I'll stop and I'll do them real quick because it's easy, less than 5 minute income. And a couple extra benefits you get with the bail office. It does have a living quarter optional upgrade, which is nice. You can set your spawn here. It comes with a 2-car garage, which is nothing special. You get the bail van, which you can use in free mode if you want. It's nothing special either, but it is something. And this business generates $1,500 every 48 minutes at the car wash. So all in all, again, not a bad business. It's not as bad as some people think it is. It's not the best. I would say solid B tier. B tier. I'm going to put it a B tier, yeah. Again, I do enjoy the bounties. They can be fun. I wish you could do more of them. It would make it a lot better. I wish they were more easily farmable, but all in, yeah, B tier. Next up, we have the Hangar. The Hangar is, in my opinion, one of the best businesses in the entire game. It is a mostly active business. You can do it passively, but you're not really making as much money doing it that way. I mean, a full Hangar sale, if you just use Rooster, is 1.5 million, 1.65 million if you have Higgins. If you source them yourself and source the best possible crates, you're gonna have a sale upwards of 2,800,000 on a invite-only lobby for a full Hangar. So, yeah, I mean, the Hangar is incredible for the amount of money you can make with it. It is time consuming. If you're doing it yourself, it's going to take you about 4 hours to source all the crates, and that's assuming you're using the skip method to avoid the cooldown. But yeah, I mean, 2.8 million in 4 hours, that's pretty good. I wouldn't complain about that. And again, that is before Ron's cut. Ron takes a 2.5% cut of all sale missions, which is nothing, so it's not that bad. And if you sell it in a public lobby, you're going to make a heck of a lot more, so definitely worth it. There's 2 ways to source. You can source by land or by air. Never source by air. Those missions suck. Source by land, they're a lot easier. They take, on average, 5 minutes, 10 at the most if you have to go far from your Hangar, but it shouldn't be any more than that realistically, and even there, should be closer to 10, or closer to 5. Sale missions, same thing. You can sell either air or land. Never do air sale missions. You can get multiple vehicles that way, and they're just a nightmare. Land sale vehicles, you're guaranteed to only get one vehicle. The vehicles, other than the trailer, suck, but they're still a lot better than the air sales. So definitely the way to go. Again, you can source yourself, or you can source with Rooster. He's down on the first floor in the back of the Hangar. Pay him 25K and he will go source a crate in 48 minutes. He can source 1 to 2 crates at a time. So even with Higgins, if you're paying Rooster, you're only making about 8K per crate, because you're not going to get all of the same crates, so you're not going to get the bonuses, so you're going to make a lot less that way. It is still nice if he gets 2 crates. That's great, because you're going to make more money that way, but still, I would only recommend using Rooster if you only want to do this completely passive and don't want to actually actively farm the bunker. This does have an aircraft workshop available. It's the only place in the game you can modify your aircrafts. Comes with storage for 20 aircrafts, including some display storage for them as well, which is cool. If you have the Zancudo, or one of the Zancudo hangars, you get access to Fort Zancudo with no 1 level, so you can fly over and walk into Zancudo without having to deal with a 1 level, which is nice. This is another one of the nightclub source missions. However, it is important to note it's either this or the special cargo warehouse, not both, and it will also give you 500k when full at the nightclub. Generates $1,500 in passive income at the car wash, which is great for an already awesome business. To generate extra profit is incredible. And yeah, this is an easy S tier without question. This is one of the best businesses in the game. If you do it passively, it's still pretty good. You're still going to make decent money, not as much. If you do it yourself, you're going to make a load of money. It just is going to take a little bit, and honestly, it's well worth it. Hands down, one of the best businesses in the entire game. Next up, we have the Bunker. Bunker is another passive business, generating $57,857 per hour in passive income. It does take a while to fill up at 11.67 hours. 5 full resupplies will be needed, and a total cost of $375,000. However, when you do a sale to Los Santos, it will generate you $1,050,000 in net revenue, and that's a profit of $675,000. Only downside to this is the sale missions are kind of annoying. The only 2 I would recommend doing are if you get the ones with the 2 Phantom Wedges or the one with the 3 Insurgent pickups that have 1 drop off each. There's 2 different versions of that mission. One of them you'll get 3 pickups where you drop each one at 1 location and you're done. And then there's the one with the Merryweather. Don't ever do that one, even if you have people with you. That one's horrible. Just do the 2 I mentioned. Other way to generate profit from the bunker is you get 50k per hour with the ammunition delivery. So if you go to the front of your bunker and get in the dune loader, you'll be able to drive that to an ammunition somewhere around the map and get paid 50k. It takes usually less than 10 minutes to do that. With the bunker, you also get access to research, so you can research Mark II weapon mods, weapon ammo, and some other weaponized vehicle upgrades, like for the weaponized Tampa and the Surgeon Pickup Custom, and a couple others. So that's pretty nice. The bunker also comes standard with storage area and a workshop for the Mobile Operations Center and the anti-aircraft trailer, which is the only place in the game you can store either of those vehicles. It's another nightclub business, and with the nightclub, it'll generate you 500k when full, and this will generate you $1,500 per 48 minutes at your car wash. All in, pretty good business. Definitely worth having. Definitely one of the better businesses. Sale missions, again, are the only thing that's holding it back. If they'd had better sale missions, I would rank it higher, but I'm thinking A tier here. Again, if sale missions were better, I'd probably put it in S tier, but with what we've got, it's going A tier, and yeah, I feel pretty good about A tier. Next up, we have the nightclub. The nightclub is the last of the mostly passive businesses that we have here, and the main way you're going to make money here is with the wall safe. So the wall safe generates 50k in profit every 48 minutes, provided your popularity is high enough. And keeping popularity high is ridiculously easy. There's 3 primary ways to do that. First one is the nightclub promotion missions. You can start them either in your office or through your master control terminal. They only pay like 5k and they take a few minutes. They're really not worth it. I would not recommend doing it that way. The next best way would be to do the kick out the client or drive the VIP. So once every 48 minutes when you enter your nightclub, you will get a text from Marcel that gives you either a mission to kick out a disorderly client or to drive a VIP home. Kicking out the client takes less than a minute usually. Driving the VIP can take up to 5 minutes, but still pretty easy. They do pay 10k, so nothing special, but it will boost your popularity pretty nicely, so that's nice. However, the way I would recommend doing your popularity boost, provided you have the money to spend, is if you go to your master control terminal or your warehouse basement and get on your computer, you can change your active DJ. It costs you $10,000 to do it, but it will boost your popularity each time you do it. So that's primarily how I do it. It's much easier and a lot less of a headache than having to drive the VIP all over the place. Alright, it is important to note that the first time you book a DJ, it costs 100K, and you will have to do a mission to go pick them up somewhere and then bring them to the nightclub. But after you do that with at least 2 DJs, you'll be able to swap between them for 10K a pop. So there you go. The next way to earn money with the nightclub is through the basement warehouse. So the basement comes with 1 technician to start, and you can purchase up to 4 more for a total of 5, and you can source product from your other businesses. So you can do it from the 5 MC businesses, the bunker, and then either the hangar or special cargo warehouse. So you can source up to 5 things at a time, and if you fill your warehouse completely, it sells for $1,931,500 in a invite-only lobby. Tony does get a cut of that. It's a 10% cut up to a max of 100K. So anything over $1 million, it's only going to cost you 100K, so that's nice. The sale missions are pretty easy. You always only get 1 sale vehicle. There are 3 different vehicles. You get the Speedo Custom if you're selling anywhere from 1 to 89 crates, and that does come with the nightclub. You get the Mule Custom anywhere from 90 to 179 crates, and the Pounder Custom if you're selling over 180 crates. Now, never buy the Mule Custom. It's not worth it. If you don't have the Mule Custom and you're selling over 89 crates, it'll default to the Pounder Custom. Pounder Custom is much better. Don't buy the Mule Custom. I cannot stress that enough. Now, the way to maximize your profit with your warehouse is by sourcing the Coca-Cola Lockup, the Counterfeit Cash Factory, the Blue Lab, the Bunker, and then either the hangar or the Special Cargo Warehouse. The reason for that is the 3 MC businesses take about 20 hours to fill. So when you fill those up, you'll have a decent sale. It should be, after Tony's cut, still well over $1 million. And yeah, that's the easiest way to go about it and make you the most money per sale. Now, there's a couple extra benefits from the nightclub that are worth mentioning. You get storage and workshop for the 3 nightclub sale vehicles. You can upgrade them there, which is nice. You also get storage down on the 5th level for the Terabyte, and a single personal vehicle car garage on the top floor of the nightclub. You can purchase 3 additional 10-car garages as well, which gives you a total of 31 personal vehicle spots at the nightclub, which is nice. And the nightclub generates $1,500 every 48 minutes through your car wash wall safe. All in, I'm going to say if you own the businesses for the warehouse, it's S tier, easy S tier. If you don't own at least 5 businesses to source to the nightclub, I would say it's going to be maybe B tier. If you don't own any, B tier. If you own only a couple, probably A tier. But if you do own at least 5, easy S tier business. You'll make a ton of money from it. And yeah, I can't say enough good things about the nightclub. It's definitely S tier. And next up, we have the salvage yards, another business that I spend a lot of time at. I enjoy a lot of aspects of this business, which we'll go over now. So the first thing is the tow truck, which is an optional upgrade. I highly recommend it. You can tow 2 cars every 48 minutes with the staff upgrade. If you don't have the staff upgrade, it takes 96 minutes for them to be broken down, but you'll get 30K to 50K every car that's broken down, which is nice, easy passive income. It takes usually less than 5 minutes to grab the vehicle and bring it back to the salvage yard. Now, I only do the tow truck missions if they are 2 miles or less away from my salvage yard. Anything more than that, it starts to get not worth it. But yeah, I do the tow truck missions a lot because, again, it's easy income, and honestly, I find them relaxing, and it's a nice little change of pace from other things we're doing in the game. In addition to giving you the 30 to 50K for salvaging the vehicle, it will also generate you 24K per hour into your wall safe. For every car you deliver, you get 2 days at 24K. After that, it'll start to go down a little bit over time. So every 2 in-game days, deliver a vehicle, and you're going to get an extra 48K out of it, which is nice. Now, the real moneymaker for the salvage yard is the robbery missions. So there are 5 robbery mini heists that you can do: the Duggan robbery, the Gangbanger robbery, the McTony robbery, the Podium robbery, and the cargo ship robbery. So they're all fun with the exception of one. Looking at you, McTony. The rest of them are great, and a nice little change of pace as well. Again, they're mini heists. They have 2 setup missions and then 2 to 3 little extra free mode setup missions you can do that don't take a lot of time. All in, each one at most takes maybe 30 to 40 minutes all in, including setups. Some of them, again, looking at you, McTony, can take a little bit longer because they're a little more tedious and further away. But yeah, so when you get the vehicle from wherever you're stealing it, you're going to bring it back to the salvage yard, and then you have 3 options for what to do with it. You can sell it, which you will drive it down to the docks, and you'll get anywhere from $250K to $400K, depending on the car and the value, and provided you don't crash or get any damage on the vehicle. The other option, which I'd never recommend you do, is you can salvage it in the salvage yard. You'll get anywhere from $200K to $325K from doing that. It's not worth it unless you're really bad at driving and will really mess up the car. That's the only way I would say to do it, or if you just don't have time and you want to just do it passively, honestly, never do it. And the third thing is to claim them. Sometimes, very rarely, you will get a claimable vehicle at the salvage yard where you can pay $20K or $10 if you have the document forgery, and you'll be able to keep the vehicle and it'll become one of your personal vehicles, which is nice. Each robbery also gives you up to $50K bonus for extra objectives. They each have 3 bonus objectives, paying $10K each, and then you get a bonus of $20K if you complete all 3, so a total of $50K, which is nice. And it generates you $1,500 in passive income in your car wash wall safe. Salvage yard is an incredible business. It's, again, I spend a lot of time here because I do a lot of the tow truck missions, and the robberies are mostly all fun, and you make decent money from them. All in per week, you're going to make about $1 million in cars, depending on what they give you and how good the week is. Yeah, this is a very fun business to have. I'm going to say A tier if we had more claimable vehicles more often, and that wasn't like every 2 months or so. I would say S tier, but since it's so seldom that we actually get claimable vehicles, A tier. Easy A tier. Next up, we have the Garment Factory. Garment Factory is one of the newer businesses, and it is a pretty fun one. So the way you make most of your money here is with the 4 FIB files. So there's 4 missions you can do whenever you want. It is the Fine Art file, the Black Box file, the Brute Force file, and the Project Breakaway file. And they're all pretty fun, they're all pretty easy and straightforward. They pay around $150K a piece, and once a week you'll have one of the files that you can only do once, but it will pay double. It'll be the priority file, which is nice. The cool thing is you can actually start these from an app on your phone. You don't have to be at the Garment Factory to do these, and these are all mini heists, similar to the auto shop robberies and the salvage yard robberies, where there's 3 setup missions and then the finale. Each of them take, on the low end, 20-25 minutes to 30 to 40 minutes, depending on which one. Brute Force file, I think, takes the longest. That and the Black Box file. Fine Art and Project Breakaway are on the shorter side. You can also get a $50K bonus per file every time you do them with the bonus objectives. Same as with the salvage yard, there are 3 bonus objectives. They pay $10K each with an extra $20K bonus if you complete all 3, which is nice. These are all pretty fun. One thing I will say that is important is you can't do them all back to back. There is a delay, so you can't just do the same file over and over again. You have to do another one in between. So if you want to farm these, the way I would recommend it is do Fine Art file, Project Breakaway file, and then just back and forth between those 2. They are the quickest and the easiest. You can easily do 3 of them in an hour and make, upwards of $600K if you get the bonus objectives done. Garment Factory has a wall safe, which generates $1,500 to $2,000 every 48 minutes. It is the worst generating wall safe in the game, but it's free passive income. You don't have to do anything for it, so can't really complain. Garment Factory also comes with a 10-car garage, absolutely free. No, not to pay anything extra for it. It's just included, which is nice. Also gives you extra storage for the Terabyte, which gives you access to the Bureau Tech Workshop, giving you some upgrades for your Terabyte. So the missile lock-on jammer, collectible scanner, silent running, and the really big one, the Master Control Terminal, which is incredible. It makes the Terabyte so useful. You can call it anywhere and have the Master Control Terminal. That's awesome. You can also fast travel to 5 different locations around the map from the Garment Factory, which is kind of nice. I never really use it. I don't really find it too worth it, but it can be nice from time to time. And it generates you $17.50 every 48 minutes at the car wash, which is one of the higher generating car wash businesses, which is awesome. Garment Factory is a lot of fun. You can make a lot of money with it, and giving you access to the master control terminal in the Terabyte, S tier. Easy S tier. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to say. It's S tier. Alright, coming down to the wire with our last two businesses. Next up, we have the Mackenzie Field Hangar. This gives you access to the Oscar Guzman Flies Again missions, which are pretty fun. There's 6 missions. They take about an hour to do all in. The first time you do it, it has to be on normal. It'll pay you 500k. On hard mode, it pays you upwards of 750, which is nice. You can get more money from that as well if you do some of the bonus objectives and some of the missions. But yeah, other than that, you also get the arms trafficking missions where you can call Oscar and he'll give you those. They pay between 30 and 50k per mission. You also get 15 extra hangar storage slots, which is nice if you're out of room in your hangar. And it generates you $1,500 every 48 minutes at the car wash, which is nice. So all in, this is a pretty fun business. The missions are fun. All of them are pretty easy. The Iron Mule one, I don't want to talk about. I'm horrible with the Iron Mule. But the rest of them are great. And the finale is a lot of fun and definitely worth farming in your free time if you don't have anything else going on. Or in between Kaios and between Dr. Dre missions, this is definitely a good way to fill the time. This easy A tier, yeah, easy A tier. So moving on. Alright, and here we go. We saved one of the best for last, and that is, of course, the Agency. Agency gives you access to a bunch of ways to make money, and the main one being the Dr. Dre contract. Pays a guaranteed $1 million and takes around an hour to do now that the cutscenes are skippable, and it's pretty fun. I enjoy it very much. It's a nice change of pace if you're used to farming Kaio or the Mackenzie Field Hangar or any of the other things that you can farm on cooldown. Yeah. Also gives you access to security contracts. They make you anywhere from 31k to 70k per mission, depending on the difficulty and which mission you're getting. And they do have a 5-minute cooldown, so you have to wait 5 minutes in between doing them, but it's still not too bad. Completing 5 of these, every 5 you do, will get you $500 into your wall save. Completing 201 will max out your wall save at 20k per day, or rather 20k per 48 minutes, which is great. It doesn't ever decrease. It's a steady 20k. You also have the payphone hits, which pay 15k flat, plus an additional 30k if you complete the assassination bonus, for a total of 45k, and they are on a 10-minute cooldown. Now, both the the payphone hits and the security contracts can be done by calling Franklin on the phone. You don't have to go to the agency. You don't have to look for the ringing phone. You can just call him, and he will start the missions for you. Comes with a 20-car garage included, which is awesome. And you have the optional workshop upgrade to get the Imani Tech, which gives you Imani Tech access to the vehicles that are available for it. So missile lock-on jammer, armor plating, slick mines, stuff like that. And it generates $17.50 every 48 minutes at the car wash, which again is one of the higher end businesses for the car wash safe. The agency is one of the best businesses in the game by far. Some might even argue that it is the best. It rivals Kaio for money being able to be made, since it's got a much shorter cooldown, and yeah, it's one of the best businesses in the game. It is S tier without question, and yeah, absolutely. Alright guys, so that does it. There is my list. Let me know down in the comments what you think, if you agree, if you disagree, or where you'd place some of the businesses if you don't like where I put them. Alright. Thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you liked the video, please hit that like and subscribe button. It helps us out a great deal. And as always, I will catch you guys next time with another GTA Online video. Take care.